Here we go. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals set to tip off 9 Eastern time tonight. Warriors won game 1, 112-87 as a 5.5-point home favorite game went under the total. Right now, here's a look at the percent of money on each team. 67% of the money on the Warriors to cover as a 6-point favorite in game 2. They were able to slow down Luka Doncic in game 1. But Luka can put on a show. He'll look to do so and get a split on the road in San Francisco. All right, let's break it down. Welcome former NBA Coach of the Year Avery Johnson as a player helped the Spurs win a title in 1999, and the Wizard of Odds Kenny White. Big story in game 1 was how the Warriors bottled up Luka Doncic. The most glaring stat, he had 7 turnovers, his first career playoff game with more turnovers than field goals. Don't expect him to have another game like that. Avery, what are you telling Luka ahead of game 2?
Well, one, I'm telling Luka from an individual standpoint, take care of the basketball. When you don't take care of the basketball, we saw it in game 1 with even the Celtics in Miami. Jason Tatum didn't take care of the basketball in that third quarter. Miami was able to get a lot of run-outs, some easy baskets. So take care of the basketball. And more than that, I would say 1B, you got to get your teammates involved. They're not going to have an opportunity to win a game or win this series if you don't get, guys like Finney Smith, who was 1 for 3 from three-point line. Brunson was 0 for 5. Maxi Kleber. This team feeds on the other guys getting involved and joining the party. Golden State, they'll take Luka trying to score every time down the floor for the rest of this series. But you got to get these other guys going, especially early in the game. He had 18 points in the first half. He didn't obviously play as much in the second half, but his teammates were really off balance. They didn't have that type of chemistry. And remember, this team won a couple of games early on in the Utah series without Luka. Get your teammates involved and take care of the ball.
Yeah, Kenny, Luka's point prop set at 31.5 tonight. He had 20 points in game 2. Kenny, I went through Luka's game log this season, and nearly every time he had a game where he scored in the teens, he'd have a bounce-back game. But 32 points is a big number considering what Golden State did to him in game 1. What's your approach on Luka's point prop?
Well, he's going to bounce back. He's one of the greatest players in the world, and, he said it best. Whether you lose by 1 or 43, it doesn't matter. A loss is a loss. You move on to the next game. Now, they knocked out their last opponent in the first round of a 15-round title fight. They destroyed the Phoenix Suns, so they were pretty much primed for a letdown game. Maybe the Warriors are primed for that letdown game after game 1, the way they played. So Luka's going to come back. This guy has played in so many championship games in his entire life. He will be ready for this contest tonight, and I think he responds at a high level. And look at his numbers, though. His median number in the playoffs is 32.5. And you're right, it's a bounce-back night. So I think Luka's going to get high 30s here in this game.
Avery, am I wrong in saying that Luka Doncic is a top 5 player in the NBA?
No, absolutely not. You're correct. He is a top 5 player. And on a lot of nights, he's a top 3 player. This kid is unbelievable. And obviously defensively, even in game 1, when he was involved as a primary defender, Golden State shot 59% from the field. So he's got to improve there. But this guy is definitely a top 5 player. Hakeem, I'll go to sleep at night easily, always dreaming about that. If I was coaching him, he would make my plays work a whole lot better.
Another top 5 player is Steph Curry. He had 21 points, season-high 12 rebounds in game 1. Kenny, Vegas thinks Curry won't do that again. A double-double for Curry is plus 650 at Caesars. Curry's point prop set at 26.5. Kenny, over or under that number tonight in game 2?
I'm going to go under here, Hakeem. Just the numbers just about right. I thought they did a good job with this number because his playoff median is 28 points per game. But I think this Dallas defense is slightly better than what they've seen. Memphis defense is outstanding. So they're kind of like on level footing. But tonight, I just expect Dallas to play a much better performance on both sides of the court, offensively and defensively. So I'm going to go under 26.5.
Avery, you were one of the best floor generals during your playing days, so I know you appreciate what Curry does on a nightly basis. But something we don't see often is double-digit rebounds from Curry. Not his job. He had double-digit rebounds just 3 times during the regular season. What did you see in game one that allowed him to grab a bunch of boards, and could that be a trend in game two?
Well, what I saw, guys, was the Dallas Mavericks shooting 36% from the field. And when you shoot 36% from the field, there are more opportunities to get rebounds, especially those long rebounds. It's not always, Steph Curry, battling Powell in the paint underneath the basket and he's coming up with rebounds, but it's those ones that you can use your speed, accelerate, get all those long rebounds around the free throw line and on the wings to start getting your offense going in transition. And then every now and then, like he did, he came up with about 2 offensive rebounds. But, when a team shoots as poorly as Dallas shot from the field, you'll have an opportunity to get some more rebounds.
Steph's fellow Splash brother Klay Thompson had a quiet game one, 15 points all in the second half. Kenny, what's the Klay Thompson prop you like tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to go points, assists, rebounds, par under 20. I think it's 27.5. His median so far in the playoffs has been 24. So I feel like I have a good cushion in this one. There's very good value under the 27.5. Now, Klay has struggled to get to that 20-point mark most nights. He has had a couple good games where he's had some big scoring games, but in those games, it seems like he has less assists and less rebounds in those games. So he has rebounded a little better in this series than he did the previous series. So it's right on my number. I think 24.5, 25 is the right number. So, yeah, there's some value to go under here.
All right, so under there for Kenny. Avery, it's been quite a journey, though, for Klay Thompson, right? He returned in January after being out for 2.5 years because of a torn ACL, a torn Achilles. What have you seen from him throughout the playoffs?
Well, I agree with Kenny. He's had his moments. I liked him a lot better in that Denver series. When I look at Klay Thompson, he's another one of those guys that I look at as a 180 guy that can, shoot 50% from the field, 40% from three, and 90% from the free throw line. So obviously he hasn't quite hit those marks, but I just thought his energy was better consistently in that first series. Of course, he had the 8 threes in that closeout game against Memphis. But I'm still looking for that Mr. Consistency in Klay Thompson. I think he's got to do a lot more to come off screens, move a little bit more instead of standing. But especially in a game like tonight, because the Mavericks is making it a huge point to minimize his success from the three-point line.
Yeah, 15 points in game one, all of them coming in the second half. All right, let's get your game two prediction. Warriors are 6-point favorites, total 214 and a hook. Kenny, the Warriors covered in game one. Do they cover again in game two?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tight game. The Warriors are just so good at home. I'm going to go back to Klay Thompson. Coach said he needs to be more aggressive. I agree. He's only had 13 free throw attempts in 12 playoff games this year. So he is standing around that three-point line and taking mid-range. He doesn't want to get into the lane, and that's the big reason why I'm on him under. But I do like the game under, 214.5. Both teams got great defense, top 25 Ds. And with Luka, looking for him to have a bounce-back game, he's going to be handling the basketball a lot. He's going to be running that shot clock down until 12, 13, 14 seconds to finally get into a play or find his shot. So I think it'll be a less possession game tonight than it was in game one. And game one went well under the number.
Avery, did the Mavs tie this series up going back to Dallas for game three?
I think it'll be a 5-point game with 5 minutes to go. And the Mavs win a close one tonight. Remember, historically in the playoffs, when a team blows out a team, they don't play as well in the next game. You can look at Golden State blew out Memphis, came back and squeaked out a win. Memphis blows out Golden State. They're up by 55, lose the next game. Miami pummels Boston, and then Boston looks like a different team in game two. The Mavericks had to get over that Game 7 win, as Kenny alluded to, against Phoenix. It's hard to get re-energized after everybody telling you how good you are. I think they're focused now, and they still game 2 at Golden State tonight.
Can we not have a blowout? Can we have a close game? It's been all blowouts here in the playoffs. Let's have a close game, at least lately. I mean, there was a couple games that were, buzzer beater, Nets Celtics in the first round, a couple close games. But lately, it's been a lot of blowouts here in the second round and into the finals here. All right, so here's a look back at Kenny's selections for game 2, Dallas and Golden State. Luka over 31.5 points, looking to bounce back after 20 points in game 1. Steph Curry under 26.5 points. Klay Thompson under 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And he's go under the game total of 214 and a hook in game 2. All right, time now to get Kenny's parlay for this game. Kenny, what do you have for us?
Yeah, I'm going with Coach. I think Dallas is in this game all the way to the final, and I think they have a good chance to even win. So I have to take the +6 with the Mavericks tonight and under the 214.5. It's going to be about their defense. It's going to be about Luka controlling the basketball and controlling each possession down the court. So less possessions tonight. Very close game, points at a premium. It's a good correlated parlay.
All right, there you go. Mavs plus the points go under the total. Avery likes it. Kenny likes it. Hopefully, at the end of the night, we're cashing the tickets on that parlay that Kenny delivered. Kenny, Avery, appreciate the breakdown here on CBS Sports HQ. Again, let's take another look at the parlay. Take a screenshot of this. Lock it in. Plus 264. Mavs plus the points. And the game to go under 214.5 tonight in San Francisco.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.